Angelina Jolie exposed. Bodyguard reveals. She pressured kids to avoid dad. Brad Pitt, lawyer, reacts. Angelina Jolie's former bodyguard, Tony Webb, has come forward with alarming allegations, which might be a crucial turning point in one of the most high-profile and drawn-out custody and legal fights in Hollywood. Tony Webb has made these allegations. In his sworn evidence, he asserts that Jolie purposefully twisted the relationship between her children and Brad Pitt. These allegations, if shown to be accurate, have the potential to reshape how the public and the court system view the actress. The charges, which were disclosed as part of current court proceedings, come at a time when Jolie and Pitt are already experiencing a high level of tension as a result of their disagreement around the Chateau Miraval winery in France. At this point, however, the attention has been directed directly back to the children, as well as to the intensely personal and emotional terrain of co-parenting and the dynamics of the family after a divorce. According to the allegations, Jolie allegedly urged her children to steer clear of Pitt. Statements made by Tony Webb, who worked for Jolie as her head of security for more than 20 years and continued in this job for a long amount of time following Jolie's separation from Pitt in 2016, are at the center of this current scandal. Webb asserts that Jolie made express efforts to deter her children from spending time with their sister during a visitation that was authorized by the court. These allegations are contained in newly disclosed court filings that were submitted by the legal team representing Brad Pitt. Webb describes an incident in which one of his contractors overheard Jolie talking to her children before a scheduled appointment with Pitt. Jolie is said to have told her children that they were not required to go if they did not like to go. A kind of parental alienation is a disputed psychiatric notion that refers to a child being influenced into rejecting one parent due to the influence of the other. According to the legal team representing Webb and Pitt, this represents a form of parental alienation. It was clear that the atmosphere around visitations was tense, and that there was a consistent effort to emotionally distance the children from Brad, Webb allegedly stated in the legal documents. It took a lot of effort to emotionally distance the children from Brad. In the event that the court acknowledges this kind of activity, it has the potential to have a significant impact on custody rights and to shape the way in which the legal system treats the Jolie-Pitt case moving forward. The attempt to silence the witnesses, threats made against the security personnel who testified. However, Webb's evidence does not end with the statements that Jolie is reported to have made to the children. In addition, he discloses what he believes to be an attempt by Jolie's assistant, Michael Vieira, to intimidate and silence members of the security team, so that they would not testify in the custody dispute. According to Webb, Vieira brought up the subject of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, with two of his security contractors and reminded them that they were obligated to keep information confidential. Furthermore, it is said that he cautioned them that they would be subject to legal repercussions in the event that they choose to testify on behalf of Pitt. Despite these warnings, the two men decided to testify, which Webb believes was the impetus for Jolie's recent decision to abruptly terminate the security plan. This component raises significant legal concerns regarding the coercion of witnesses, the improper use of non-disclosure agreements, and the lack of transparency in family court procedures. Additionally, it offers a picture of a custody struggle that is not just characterized by emotional wounds, but also by legal manipulation that is deliberately designed. In a broader context, the lawsuit is being filed against Chateau Miraval. Amid a separate but equally convoluted legal dispute over Chateau Miraval, the French vineyard and estate that Jolie and Pitt purchased jointly. While they were still married, these charges concerning custody are coming to light. According to Pitt, Jolie violated a previous agreement by selling a portion of the land to the Russian oligarch Yuri Shchev. current objections to non-disclosure agreements in the Miraval case are inconsistent. They are doing this by utilizing the NDAs from the custody case. They assert that Jolie has in the past utilized secrecy agreements as a legal instrument and that she has done so when it was appropriate for her, but that she is now avoiding them because they are no longer beneficial to her interests. An attorney who is familiar with the case stated that it is impossible to assert that non-disclosure agreements are coercive in one setting when you have relied on them in another. It raises questions about the credibility and consistency of the statement. Jolie's response: a mother's priority remains her family's well-being. In the wake of the explosive accusations, Angelina Jolie's legal team has issued a firm and unwavering response, pushing back against what they characterize as a strategic smear campaign orchestrated by Brad Pitt's attorneys. Jolie's attorney, Paul Murphy, directly addressed the nature of the allegations, stating that they were not only misleading, but were designed to distract from the real issues at hand. This case is not about non-disclosure agreements or parenting, Murphy emphasized in a public statement. It is about power and control. Murphy asserted that Jolie's actions, both in and out of the courtroom, have always been rooted in her commitment to her children's emotional and physical well-being. According to him, any suggestions that she has deliberately interfered with Pitt's relationship with their children are unfounded and unfair. Angelina has consistently prioritized the health, happiness, and safety of her family, he added. She is not trying to alienate the children from their father, but to shield them from the emotional toll that accompanies prolonged, high-conflict litigation and public scrutiny. By reframing the conversation around the children's best interests, Jolie's legal team is making it clear. The actress is not engaging in a battle for control, but fighting to maintain stability for the family in the face of a prolonged and highly publicized legal ordeal. Legal professionals react. Is it possible that this will affect the case? The claims made by Tony Webb have been made public, which has sparked a significant amount of discussion among legal analysts and professionals in the field of family law. There are many who believe that if this statement is shown to be legitimate, it might potentially reopen evaluations regarding visiting or custody terms. Dr. Karen Michaels, a child custody mediator located in California, made the observation that parental alienation is difficult to prove, but that, when a trusted third party like a former head of security comes forward, it can significantly sway a judge's perspective. According to the author, it transforms the narrative from first-hand observation to hearsay. Others caution that such assertions need to be carefully assessed, particularly when taking into consideration the high-profile nature of the divorce between Jolie and Pitt and the emotionally charged atmosphere that surrounds their case. Undoubtedly, the custody battle is not yet over. Fans and followers are witnessing yet another dramatic chapter in what has become one of the most convoluted and emotionally painful celebrity divorces in recent history. These disclosures mark another dramatic phase in the story. The once famous couple who appeared together in the television show Mr. and Mrs. Smith are currently embroiled in a legal drama that not only covers many legal fronts, but also multiple continents and courtrooms. The Jolie-Pitt tale is proving to be as multifaceted and emotionally engrossing as any of their on-screen roles, with allegations of manipulation, witness suppression, and inconsistent legal behavior now at the forefront of the public eye. When it comes to their children who are caught in the middle of this tempest, one can only hope that the truth will lead to healing rather than additional division on their part. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below.